In this video, I'm going to show you how you can take an animated GIF image and turn it into an MP4 video so that you can insert it into a Google Slides presentation. Now, this may be necessary if you've purchased your GIF images from a clipartist who requires this in their terms of use. So it's a useful thing to know how to do. So we're going to start off by using a method where we simply take that GIF image and convert it directly into an MP4 video. Now, this is probably the quickest and easiest way to do this. However, it will not always serve your purposes depending on what you need to use the GIF for. So I'm going to show you another method after this as well. But like I said, this is the quickest and easiest way to do it. So if this does work for what you are needing, then this is probably the best route to go. So I'm going to use this website over here, Convertio File Converter. It's not the only option. There are lots of other options out there. This is just one that I like to use. It's free to use if you're only doing a small amount of converting in a month. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on Choose Files, and I'm going to go and upload my GIF image that I want to convert. So I'm going to use, in this case, this light brown GIF door. So I'm going to convert that to a video, click on MP4 and convert. Now, this door is supposed to be transparent and it's supposed to open. So ideally it should open to reveal something behind it if that is what I am wanting. Okay, so I'm going to download that, and once I've downloaded it, I can then insert it into or upload it into my Google Drive. So over here, I'm just going to go and drag and drop it from my downloads folder into my Google Drive. And then once it is uploaded into Google Drive, I can then use it in my Google Slides presentation. So I go to Slides and I click on Insert, my drive over here, and there is my light brown door that I used over there. Okay, so now I've got my video over here. If I click on it, you'll see that the door will appear and then it will open, which is what the GIF was supposed to do. Okay, you see that I've got these black edges over here. Now that happens because my GIF is not the same size as what a normal video file would be. So I can get rid of that by just clicking away and then taking the handles over here and just dragging them and making it smaller. I can then see how much extra black space there is. If I need to take away some more, I can. So I'll just do a little bit more like that, and let's have a look at what that looks like. So now I have only a little bit of black space, and I'm fine with that. Okay, so that is what my door looks like now. You'll see when that video goes, it starts with the door closed, and then it opens, and then it goes straight back to its thumbnail or cover image that you would see when you go over here. Once it's finished processing over here, that is the same image that you would see in your Google Drive. Okay, so this isn't necessarily how you'd want it to appear in your presentation for students. So I'm going to show you another method that you can create this video. But there are cases where this would be absolutely fine. It would suit the purposes for which you are needing your GIF. So it depends on what your needs are in the presentation that you are creating. However, there will be circumstances when this may not suit the needs that you have for your particular presentation. For example, in this particular instance, what I am wanting is my door to open and reveal something behind the door. Now, if I take an image and I insert it and I put it behind that door, so I'm going to put it over here where the door is, and I'm going to send it to the back. Then when I click on this to play, you'll see that the door opens, but that shape is not visible. And that's because when you convert a GIF image into a video, it loses its transparency. So I need to actually incorporate that shape into my video if I want it to be visible when the door opens. Also, in this example, I want my door to remain open for an extended period of time once it has finished opening. I don't want it to go to this half-closed position or whatever position it's in for the thumbnail that is automatically assigned to this video when the video is created. And that thumbnail I don't have any control over. There are ways of changing it once you've created your video, but I'm not going to be going into that in this video. But you can do it if you do need to. But in this instance, that is not what I'm focusing on. What I want to focus on is how to get that door to remain open and how to have my image visible behind it. And so to do that, using Convertio or whatever other converting program you choose isn't necessarily going to be your best route. And what I like to use is PowerPoint. And then I'm going to insert my GIF image. Okay, so pictures. Okay, so here is the door that I'm wanting. And you see it opens. And now if I insert that shape that I want to be behind it over here, resize it so that it fits behind the door nicely, and I send it to the back, then when this GIF plays, it opens and that shape becomes visible because the door is actually transparent. It just wasn't anymore after I turned it into a GIF image previously. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to sort out the timing, because remember I wanted that door to remain open once it has finished opening, like it is doing over here at the moment. To do that, I'm going to go to my transitions over here, and I'm going to set the transition time to whatever time I feel that door needs to remain open for. That will depend on how long you expect your students to be busy on the particular slide that they're busy with in your presentation. In this case, I'm just going to set it to 30 seconds. But it could be longer or it could be shorter, depending on how long you want that door to remain open, or whatever your GIF image is, how long you want it to remain on that last image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that. I'm also going to resize this slide because I don't like all of this extra white space on the edges over here. So I'm going to click on here on my GIF image and see what the size of it is. It has a width of 7.81, and I'm going to resize my slide so that it is the same width as the image, because then I won't have all of that extra space on the sides. So I'm going to click on slide size, and I'm going to change it to custom slide size, and I'm going to change the width to 7.81 centimeters, which is the same as the width of that GIF. Click on maximize so that I know that it will fit nicely on the slide. And then you can see that my door opens and the shape is visible behind it, and I don't have all of that extra space around it. So now I'm going to save it as an MP4 video over here. To do that, I'm also going to just rename it something that is more friendly for what I am using so that I know what it's about. Okay, so I'll just call it opening door. And that is going to save. Okay, so now that it's finished saving as an MP4 video, I'm going to go back to my Google Drive again, and I'm going to upload that video that I just saved into my Google Drive by dragging and dropping it. And then once it's finished, I'll be able to insert it into my presentation. Okay, so I'm going to go to Google Drive, and here I've got my new video that I've just uploaded. Again, you see I have all that extra black space on the sides, but that I can get rid of without too much difficulty. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a look at what that video looks like. So it starts with my door opening, now it reveals the shape behind it, and it remains open, compared to this one, which, when I clicked on it, it opened, but nothing was visible behind it, and then it went back to a thumbnail again. So that wasn't really helpful for me, for what I was needing in this particular presentation. So this one is much more helpful. I'm able to have it show what I need to behind the door, and it also remains open the way I want it to. Okay, but now let's just take a look when I go to the presentation mode. It starts off with these two images of the videos. This is the one that I did first, the one which isn't really working for me anyway. This is the one that I did second. Now, in this particular case, having the door appear open before it gets used is not really helpful for me because I'm wanting the door to reveal what's behind it, and I don't want it to be visible before they actually play the video. So, in this particular case, this GIF image, either I need, when I save it as my video, I would need to go and change that thumbnail image. That is possible. There are ways of doing it. I have not done it myself personally, but I know that there are ways of doing it. There are programs you can use online. You can download, or you can upload that video onto platforms online and then use those to change the thumbnail image. But if you are particularly wanting the student to actually click on it and then for the video to play, then you would need to go and change that thumbnail image if it doesn't work for you, the image that is already there, which it wouldn't in this particular case. But in this case, that's not what I'm going to be doing. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to change this by going to Format Options, and here I've got my video playback. Now, instead of playing on click, I'm going to play automatically, and that means that as soon as the slide appears, that video will start. So this would be similar to how it would work in Boom cards, where the animation would start as soon as a particular card appears. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take this one and either delete it if I don't want it altogether, or if I do have a video that I want to play on this slide as well, I need it also to play automatically, because if I have two videos on the same slide and one of them is play automatically and one of them is play on click, then they will actually both, let me show you, they will both end up being on click. So if I put this over here, then that is visible behind my video, and you see this one is not playing automatically, even though that is the setting that I have put on, because this one is here and it is set to play on click. So I'm going to go back out of the presentation mode and I'm going to change this to being automatic like that. And then if I go into presentation mode again, you'll see that they both will open automatically. They'll both play automatically. This one shows my shape, and that one does not, because, as we know, it wasn't set to do that. And also this one remains open for the length of time that I have set it to do so, which was, in this case, 30 seconds. Right, so let's escape this, and I'm actually going to delete this because I don't really need it, and also I'm going to delete that because I don't need it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to resize it how I would want it for my presentation. I don't want all of that extra space around my door. So let's just see how that looks now with how I did that. That looks pretty good. I've got a little bit of extra black space around the sides. I could get rid of that still, but I'll just leave that as it is for now. And let's just go and have a look again at my presentation. Now, because it is set to play automatically, that is what should happen, because I don't have any other videos interfering with this. And there you see, it plays automatically, it stays open because that is how I have my video set to work. And it'll stay open for the length of the video, and then it'll go to its thumbnail position. But hopefully, if I have set the video to be long enough, the students will be done by the time the video finishes. Right, so that works for what I have chosen to use this particular GIF for in this situation. Now, you may choose that you want to have your GIF images work in such a way that the student must actually click to make the video play. If that is what you want to do, like I said, you would need to change that thumbnail image if the image that is already there does not work for you, because if it works, then that's fine. If the starting image isn't a problem for you, then that's fine. But you may need to go and change that thumbnail image. Otherwise, like in this particular situation, the students would be able to see what's behind the door before they click on the door and see it opening. So that wouldn't really work. Also, what you can do is you can have multiple videos if you want them to click on the images and get them to start separately. Or, like in this case, I could have in my PowerPoint presentation done multiple doors on the same slide and had my video show multiple doors opening simultaneously or in a sequence if I wanted as well. So you can do your PowerPoint presentation differently when you create the video, and then you would be able to have different elements shown in your video if you needed to as well. So depending on what your needs are for your presentation, you can, using PowerPoint, you can tailor your video to how you want it to work in your Google Slides presentation in the end. Okay, I hope that this has been helpful. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any problems or any issues. Unfortunately, I have no control over the way Google Slides works, so there may be some situations where I actually cannot help you, but I will do the very best that I can to give you any assistance that I may be able to give you. So please do contact me if you have any questions, and I will do my best to help you. And have a great day. Thank you.